Hello viewers, how are you doing today? I hope your day is going fine. Quickly, let's look at what we have. Prophet Odumeje, still on that issue, still lingering. Prophet Odumeje, now another prophet has reacted. Elijah sends warning message to Anambra state government. Oh, he is coming in defense of his fellow prophet. And the general overseer of Glorious Mount of Possibility Church, Prophet Dr. David Elijah, has taken to his church YouTube handle. He sent a warning message to the government of Anambra State and other leaders in Southeast of Nigeria after a part of Prophet Odumeje's church was demolished some few days ago. So he's sending messages warning Anambra State government. Let's look further on the story. According to Prophet Dr. Elijah, he said, when I saw the video on how the man of God was treated, I was in pain because if they had known the place of a prophet in a nation, they will respect the man and treat him well. This is why I said the Igbos don't love themselves. If that man's church was destroyed in another state, many Igbos will cry out over tribal abuse. Okay, he said the decision by the government of Anambra State yesterday was not supposed to be so. Without fear, you touched God's property. Here is my message to you. Building is very difficult, but to destroy it is very easy. If the government continues like this, they will end up destroying what the people have labored for over the years. Because of this, I see a lot of people dying in frustration. If this government wants to go far, they should reconcile with our citizens. I want to react to this particular prophet saying, before I show you other people's reaction. The fact is that I am against the beating of Odumeje. That is what I am against. Now, if the church, like I've said earlier, I keep repeating myself, if the church is obstructing flood from passing through the drainage, I don't see anything wrong. It doesn't matter if it's a church. In a case whereby it's obstructing something that is affecting the society, I think he should voluntarily even remove that stuff if he has been told about it. And that will lead us to the next story. But for now, let's look at reaction. So I don't see it. I don't know why people want to spiritualize everything, want to, oh, you are fighting the church because of, no. That is not the case. If that building is standing in the way of something that affects the public, I think the building should give way. The only thing I want to add is that there should be compensation for the owner of the building. And I don't think Odumeje's church alone is the only one affected. I believe several other buildings were marked. His own is at the edge, at the entrance of that canal. And I did some explanation in the video yesterday. I don't want to go back to that. If you want to see it, you can go back. There are videos prior to this. Now let's look at one reaction. He said, this person said, when the same governor destroyed mosque, none of Christians, okay, he's trying to say none of you Christians talk. The only Friday mosque was destroyed by Wike. If nothing happened for that destroying the mosque, then nothing will happen equally for destroying the church. Well, I think this person is sounding aloof somehow. He's far from what is being said. He's talking about Wike, and we're talking about Odumeje in Anambra State, Soludo. This has nothing to do with mosques. Wike knew why he destroyed. If he actually did, I don't know. They said he destroyed a mosque. That is a different issue. It doesn't have anything to do with what we are saying. I will get to look at some other comments and we'll get to other stories. Okay, look at this one. He said, he said, you don't have anything else but negativity. You must talk about yourself first. If the house was built on waterway, except contrary, you cannot speak ill of a government that means well. You don't come under the cover of the church to do wrong things. What is wrong, and the only permanent thing is change. like I said, I like this submission. I like the submission. If the church is standing on the path of, a kind of obstructing something that will cause some damage, it should give way. The only thing I would suggest is a compensation. It should give way. Let's not say because it's church or because it's whatsoever. You understand? It should give way. There's a way you discuss it and you come to terms. Now let's look at some other comments. This one said, prophets and their churches are not excluded from obeying the law of the land. And I agree. He said in Lagos, churches and mosques and buildings blocking waterways were demolished. Manhandled. Okay, so it's trying to say manhandling of Odumeje was wrong, not the demolition of his church, since the notice has been given in March. And if the demolition of the church is wrong, let him go to court. I like this submission too. The only thing, I'm against the manhandling of the pastor. But if, like this guy said, is blocking waterways, if truly it's blocking waterways, it should give way. Now let's go to another comment. He said, this one wrote, he said, this is why I don't believe in you, man of God, anymore. He's reacting to the other man of God that was trying to defend Odumeje, that refused to look properly on the cause of what triggered the demolition. Now, he said, this is why I don't believe in you, men of God, anymore. You guys are fake prophets. First of all, you are the one doing the wrong thing, and at last you like to complain. Why did you do the wrong thing first? That is just a question. I said, and now he continued. He said, and why didn't you go to government for dialogue, as she noticed that your building has been marked by government? Don't you have lawyers? Just like I said, rather than contending with those people who were demolishing the stuff, he should have seek redress in other way. People can take government to court. It happens. People can take government to court. Yes, you can seek redress. Now this one wrote, these are people who want to be an independent state without the love of God. Even P2B, major critics, okay, amongst others are Igbos. P2B is not the only person that his people are criticizing. There are Yorubas criticizing Tinubu. So I don't know why this point is necessary. There are Yorubas that are criticizing Tinubu. A lot of them. In fact, there are more Yorubas this time around criticizing Tinubu compared to the Igbos criticizing P2B. And there are many Yoruba followers of P2B. Now, can I look at all this comment before I go to the next story? Okay, let me look at this. This one, he said, go to hell. All those occultic men who nicknamed themselves prophet. Already, all of you who uses Jesus' name to deceive mankind shall be punished. You and all your lineage must be punished in the hand of the devil. Anambra is a Christian state, except those in occultic and juju worship, who must receive the wrath of God, Almighty God. All the river water worship, occultic worship, juju worshippers must go to hell forever. I think this guy is judging before time. You don't judge. Meanwhile, you can. There are false prophets. That is the fact. False prophets exist, and there are many of them. And they are in Anambra, and they are in Nigeria, and they are in Yoruba land, they are in Igbo land, they are in Hausa land, they are everywhere, worldwide. There are many of them, but I don't think you should judge, because we know how to deal with them. Some of the time you pray for them to come to the knowledge of Christ. So it remains for God to judge. You can also pray that God will expose works of darkness. It's normal, such prayers. But for you to just come to judge, there are still many good men of God. And I want to stay registered that I don't see what Soludo did as persecution of the church. But we still have to look into it to understand if truly the building is obstructing water passage. Because Onitsha and that particular area is always flooded. And the work of the government is to make sure the water, everything there is cleared, that people can have easy passage. There are no water logs and the rest of them. So we'll quickly go to the next story. This is funny. While some people are saying Soludo did a very bad thing, and let me tell you, here is a latest development in case you don't know. This is another development. They said Odumeje to pay for the cost of demolishing his church. This is coming from Anambra State government under Soludo. So Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has said that Pastor Chukwuemeka Ohanemere, who is popularly known as Odumeje, will pay for the cost of demolishing his church. This reminds me of Trump and the walls he's building against Southern America, I think Mexico also, to ward off people who are coming into the country illegally. He's building the wall against them, I think Mexico, and he's telling Mexico, you are the one that will pay for this wall. I'm still building against your people. Illegal immigrants. You can imagine. You are the one that will still pay for the wall he's building. That is what Soludo is telling Odumeje here. Let's read further. He said, Soludo, who spoke on Friday night, said there were several notices. Okay. They have informed Odumeje and the rest, sent to all house owners whose houses were marked for demolition, and that they were all served notices and asked to remove such structures within a time frame. Okay, they were asked to remove it. Okay, so they also said that 2 parishes of the Catholic Church were still waiting for demolition. Now, for those who are saying it's the persecution is against Odumeje, I read in one of the comments on my channel about 2 days ago. They said, "Can you do this to a Catholic church?" Now look at what Soludo said. That among the houses marked for demolition includes a Catholic church. Did you get that? Among those houses, 2 Catholic churches. Said 2 parishes of the Catholic Church were still waiting, and Soludo is a Catholic, I think so. And now listen, he said, it is costing us money. They had several notices to remove such structures, but they refused. Okay, I have given them notice to remove the structure. I think, are they the one to remove the structure, or they should pack out their stuffs, their things, and government will do the demolition? Now, didn't they get approval to build on that place? That is what I want to now ask Soludo too. While I continue to read the news, he said, now, he went on, he said, the demolition started yesterday, Thursday, and so far, so good. The demolition went well, except for Pastor Odumeje, who, according to report, drove in a brazen manner and attempted to take over the equipment. As maybe he knows how to drive, was it tractor or bulldozer? He knows how to drive. He wanted to push people off, or he wanted to send power, I don't know. He said, of course, the state work must go on, and security had to stop him. Okay, the task force who stopped him. This was a man who was in several meetings we had and also spoke. In fact, this is costing us money, and the structure should have been removed before now, but they chose to test the resolve of the government. Once we are done with the exercise, we will compile the bills and send to the persons involved, and they must pay. Soludo said 2 Catholic parishes involved in the illegal structures demolition are sent. Okay, he wants to be specific so that you will not think he's just mentioning 2 Catholic church. Okay, let's read. He said, St. Dominic Catholic Church and Our Lady Queen Catholic Church, they are still waiting for demolition. He stated that the parish priest of Our Lady Queen Church parish was around when the demolition team visited and even cooperated and also granted an interview. So he regretted that Pastor Odumeje took laws into his hand and attempted to stop the exercise. You see what we said earlier. Government is like a constituted authority. You don't drag with them. If you want to drag with them, you do it in the legal way. You know where to go? Go to the court. So Odumeje was like trying to, I don't know whether he has the power to, and you saw what transpired. So Soludo is saying Odumeje is going to pay for the demolition of his church. And I would like to see your reaction to this. I will not read further reactions from other sources. I would like to see your reaction. Add your comment on the comment section. Tell us what you think about the story. And this is where we draw the curtain on this particular show. I remain Azoka Uzo Oje. Bye-bye for now.